Yo, what's up guys? Today January 8th, 2026, so it's Thursday. I ended up taking a trade today, so let's get over it. Okay, coming in today, as you guys can see here, we ended up rejecting heavily this high in here, this buy side, this daily buy side in here. And if you look at the S&P 500, we ended up rejecting that too. So as we have these all-time highs for the S&P 500, I just considering today as a retrace, a hard time frame PD array to hold support to continue higher. I mean, there's no reason to start a bearish trend leaving these all-time highs in here. So I was considering today as a very short-term bearish day, as I want to see this daily retrace occur, but I'm still knowing that we are probably going to flip that in once we hit that Peter rate. So if you look at the Nasdaq in here, we also trade inside this daily fair value gap. So we trade inside that daily fair value gap. If you look at in here, we hold support during London session, and we open it this for our fair value gap. So if we are going to continue higher from this daily fair value gap, what I want to see is fair value gap getting run through. I mean, we need to close above this fair value gap, so we are like ignoring that fair value gap, and the next target is this buy side again. So that's what I was looking today. I was looking to see if this 4 hour wants to hold, and if you look at what ended up happening, we ended up rejecting from that 4 hour. If you look at this market opening here, we ended up tapping that 4 hour, and we ended up moving lower. So I'm now open to see these levels getting taken. So as you guys can see here, we have this 4 hour unfilled fair value up racing with this string low in here above. So those are some key levels for this sell model to stop, so I'm targeting those. I mean, we also have this intermediate short low in here, and okay, so once we ended up moving and rejecting that hard from that 4 hour, I was considering today as a expansion of open and retrace short again towards these levels. So if you look in here, what ended up happening, we ended up hitting this intermediate low, making this big move, opening this 5-minute fair value up with this big 15-minute above that. If we are going to move lower, should hold price and send it lower in here. So as you guys can see, I ended up taking longs from here, because what we should do, if we ended up trading back inside this 15-minute and we send price lower, what I want to see now, price validating this area in here, this 5-minute fair value up. So I want to see us closing below that fair value up, but so look, we ended up doing the opposite. We ended up rejecting from that 5-minute, and we ended up closing above another 5 minutes. So now I'm expecting us to reach this new 30-minute that we just opened. And if you look in here, we have this big SMT with ES. ES is trading higher and higher at the time. So see, this ES is still holding this fair value up, and an SMT just got put in. So I mean, we are at that point in time, we maybe don't need to grab these lows, as we are offering resistance with the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is holding in here and maybe wants to go for this big 4 hour fair value up. I mean, as we say, we ended up inversing that 5 minute. I entered once that happened, I set my stop below this 3-minute fair value gap in here, that if we are going to continue higher, we should hold and send it higher from that gap. But if you look in here, I just stopped the entry to the wrong side. I mean, shit happens. My stop was just this 1 minute fair value gap, but it's just a 1 minute fair value gap. So if we are investing that 3 minute, we are probably going to take that low again. So I mean, yeah, and then we just kept chopping for the rest of this session. IM session, it looks like we are going to chop. So I mean, yeah, I was looking to take a short from here, but we ended up failing to see a speed below that fair value up and ended up rejecting from it. We ended up making this V-shaped recovery and making that inverse that we were supposed to hold if we are going to send the higher bar. I mean, it is what it is. Today the model didn't protect us. We ended up entering because that inverse, and that inverse just was a fake out, and then we kept chopping this 5 minute holding, this 15 minute rejecting from here, I guess, something like that. Yeah. So we ended up in the sandwich. We ended up bouncing from PDRA to PDRA. We ended up 5 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, then 5 again, then 50 again, 5, 15, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing left from here. I thought today was going to be a good day in terms of price action, as we had these relative equal lows, good draw liquidity in the higher time frame, but it is what it is. We ended up making this big reaction from that low. The S&P 500 was offering resistance in this, between this area here, so we made an SMT. We started moving higher on this S&P 500. We ended up making another A plus long in here. If you look, the S&P 500 ended up making this 15 minute fair value up in here. Now we trade back inside of it, plus this kind of range SMT, internal and external SMTs. We made also this PDI long, something like accumulation. We manipulated inside range, and we were supposed to deliver now to that strong liquidity being that 4 hour fair value for the S&P 500. But I mean, it ended up failing on ES2, so I mean, there's nothing to complain about. We were just unlucky that today we see this firm, and we ended up being like make up inside the chop. I mean, there's nothing here. This is A plus for me. To take on the S&P 500, we have this V-shaped recovery, 2 minute inverse fair value up, stops below that fair value up that we just opened here. We ended up making this little push and then rotate back down, and that's like 2. So I mean, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I took a loss, 2 losses this week. It's been rough. This price action is not the most clear for me, but it is what it is. We're still following the model, so as I say, there's nothing to complain about. And yeah, that's what the trade I took today, and see you tomorrow.